Man, I have some great teacher friends that I've made over all the years, but it definitely is a fixed mentality, right? And with for me, an industry that is built on the expectation of sacrifice, and there's so many great teachers that do it every day for the kids. But you got to get something for that too.
There's no limitation. There's absolutely
you're
no
not the only
limitations.
one that's guilty of that fixed mindset, fixed paycheck. I mean, I'll be the first to raise my hand. I had a good paying engineering
That's
job.
because that's all we knew at the time.
So growing up, my parents and my aunts that raised me, they always taught me to, get good grades, go to a good school, so you can get a diploma, and so you can get a good high paying job. And that was it. There wasn't really anything about, financial literacy, how to build your credit score, right? How to acquire assets, right? So that financial literacy wasn't there, and I had to go out. Fortunately for myself, I was determined enough to try to figure those things out on my own, find mentors, right? Find people that, kind of like Christian, that were already doing it, that were already in the game to show me those things aside from the formal education that I had. So I was pretty much cuffed to my golden handcuff engineering job until, like, everybody has this experience, until that a-hole boss comes around and you're like, hey, that's enough. I can't take this anymore, right? So it's time for me to move on. So
you being a math teacher, right?
Yeah.
I remember when I first started in real estate in 2004. Okay, actually it was 2002, but I ended up opening up an office in 2004. I opened up my mortgage division, and that year I recruited over 18 loan officers.
Wow.
And people started knowing. They started asking, "Who's this guy?" And I just kept coaching and training, and so I did the numbers. I went from working at a warehouse for 7 years, where the most money I ever made was $15 an hour.
Wow.
Fast forward 2004, I did my numbers. I'm like, oh my gosh, I make $500 an hour. I've gone to $1,500 an hour,
nice.
$2,000 an hour, because I was able to open my mind and take risk and have a certain belief in myself. And that's what allowed me to catapult and just continue growing. It didn't matter the challenges, the market crashing, all the stuff that went out. We learned through all that. What we're going through now, we're learning how to cope, how to adapt, how to become a different. How do we approach ourselves a little better? How do we approach us? How can we maneuver our sales price so that the home can move? How can we show the benefits of still owning a home through a mortgage? What kind of investments can you do in the stock market that you can take advantage of where everything is going?